Hi, my name is Jennifer Fortenberry. I am a teacher at George Junior High School. This is year 10 for me here. I teach family and consumer sciences. So it is an elective class. Students are not required to take it, but most students are in my class choose to take it as an extra course. And I teach adult life skills. So we do cooking, we do sewing, hand sewing and machines. We do personal development, we do housing, we learn about how to decorate inside of a house, and then we also learn about child development from birth to 5 as well as prenatal development. One of the examples I have to show you, I have 8 computerized babies. These are about $1,000 US dollars each. They are computers. So there's a speaker, the baby will cry, and the student wears a bracelet on their arm that I have in their diaper bag, but they wear a bracelet that will chime, and the baby tells them that the caregiver is here to take care of that baby. So nobody else can feed with the bottle or change the diaper or rock or burp until the caregiver with the correct bracelet chimes the baby. If the head falls back, the baby will scream for 2 minutes to alert the children to know that the head is very, very delicate, and they have to always support the baby. So children take these home, or students take these home overnight when school is over, and then they bring it back the next morning. And they do cry at various times in the day and night, whether they're hungry or need their diaper changed or they're just tired and fussy. So we have a car seat and 8 different babies that they sign up to take home and learn to address the needs of an infant with no verbal communication other than crying. So it's an exciting project. Most students enjoy it, but it is very stressful. And we talk about the stressors of managing your own lack of sleep and high demands of all the different things going on in your world and having to meet the demands of an infant. And so we talk about how to manage those stressors and how to properly respond, not out of anger or hostility towards the child. So it's a great class. It's a year long. I have 9th grade students year long. And then if they don't take it here, they have the opportunity to take this class in the 10th, 11th, or 12th grades as well at the high school.
I'm an intern at the University of Arkansas. I'm interning here at George Junior High School. I'll graduate in May. I'm teaching 9th grade family and consumer science and 8th grade family and consumer science investigation. So we follow standards. So this is for family and consumer science investigation. So we have standard 1, so investigate Fccla, which is our organization here in family and consumer science. And then we have standard 2, so we're going to talk about changes in adolescence. Standard 3, we're going to talk about communication and communicating effectively. Standard 4, investigate behaviors that contribute to successful personal and family relationships, so we'll talk about family relationships. Standard 5 is going to be safety, functionality, and conservation in your home, so that's the unit we're on right now. Standard 6 is going to be talking about benefits of making healthy food and nutrition choices. Standard 7 is sanitary practices when you're meal prepping. Standard 8 is resource management skills, which we talk about money. Standard 9 is going to be child development and the stages that children go through. Standard 10 is going to be evaluating principles of purchasing and caring for clothes. And then standard 11, we're going to talk about careers that you can learn from in family and consumer science. So those are the standards we go through.
6 sinks. I have 6 separate cooking areas. I have food preparation and utensil cabinets for each group. So they've got their measuring utensils, hand mixer, liquid measuring cup, and food storage containers. They also have a set color of pots and pans. So each kitchen has, like for example, this one is all red, and so all their pots and pans match that they are able to use in this kitchen. And then 2 kitchens share an oven. So I have 3 ovens and 3 microwaves that they are able to share 2 groups at a time. We try to make food items that they can prepare clean up the area and still eat before the class bell rings. So it's usually not too elaborate or too detailed recipes. I just want them to know how to read a recipe, how to properly measure food ingredients. So this is one of the sewing machines. I have 20 in the classroom, and so I can have 20 students sewing at a time. And they learn how to load the bobbin, how to load the thread, and then this is actually the front of the machine that we can take off so you can see, but it has all the different stitches that the machine can do as well. So they make clothing items, they make backpacks, they make, we made masks last year, so a lot of different sewing projects that they do. This is the organization that my class is associated with. It's called Fccla, and it's Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America. And so my goal is for each of these students to be a leader in their family, in their career, and in their community. And I explained to them how the academics with their core classes all help contribute to them being leaders in all areas of their lives, their own family, their career, whatever job they choose, and their community, wherever they live. So it ties. We're going to mix up the room, and you are going to teach the rest about your element in your group. Okay? So for now, focus on that element. Get as much information as you can on your paper. What questions do you have? Do you know what you're doing? Okay, you can open up Google Classroom if you haven't already and find your element.
You can all watch the same video, so it's not all playing at the dice. It's up to you. How about you all just use one computer and watch the video together? Yes. How about you all just use one computer and watch the video together? Yeah? Y'all can use one computer and just watch the video together. Yeah, and you pull out the main ideas. And then you can draw the color and either color it if you want to. The video is kind of long, so I would get it started though. It's on Classroom. I just want to put it here.
It says about line. They are going to take notes as you tell them what it says. Okay? Don't have a seat. Circle around your table. Okay, whoever has a line, so that would be the four that work here at this table: Luis, Brenda, Amy. Oh, you had, who had line? Oh, y'all had lines. Okay, so tell your table what is line. So everybody else needs to have some desk space so they can write. So what is line? Yeah. Everybody write your name on top of your paper. She's still telling you more information. Okay, thanks. The shape. How do you know it's more than one? There's different colors, there's different shapes, there's different sizes. All of the elements of design are used in every picture that you see. Okay, does anybody need more information from their group to add to theirs? the difference between vertical and horizontal, diagonal, and then curved lines. So these chairs, this bookshelf, a lot of straight lines going here, but then there's also circles, round lines. Lines are longer than they are thick. Does that make sense? Longer than they are thick. So you know it's a straight line. If it was all one, it wouldn't be a line.
So today we're going to be talking about line when it comes to housing.
Watch that video. Okay, shape was the next one, which is form. It's the outside lines of an object. So we have a little 3D box. Did you all learn how to draw these in elementary? You remember drawing these, a square and another square? I was so impressed when I learned how to draw that 3D box. I mean, they can be normal shapes that you can identify, triangle, circle, star, but they also can be free form. Like a beanbag, it's not going to be a perfect circle when you sit in it.
Gurney? No. Okay. Hi, I'm Mr. Tran. I teach here at George Junior High. The class that I teach is East, which is a classroom which is more focused on self-directed learning. The ultimate goal is for them to work in teams, to work on projects that could benefit the community in different ways, sustainable projects where after they leave, the project can still continue. This is my first year to teach junior high. In previous years, I've taught, in the past years, I've taught 12 years at the elementary school, taught 3rd and 4th grade. Teaching teenagers is a big transition than teaching 3rd and 4th graders, but learning and adjusting as well. And what you'll see around the classroom when they video around is a lot of technology. Right now they're working on a current, just a project focused on Google Slides, but we have 3D printing, we have video, we have computers that they can use, Adobe Photoshop, and all different things. It just depends what they want to learn, and I help them. I'm not necessarily teaching them anything. I'm helping them, guide them to the right things so they can learn for themselves. Printers, we have 4 or 5 3D printers. The students learn the 3D printing through a website called Tinkercad, and they're making simple things off of there. We've had troubles with the 3D printers, so our students in other classes have tried to learn how to fix them, and I try to guide them. I think together we've learned how to make them work better. This white one is the Ultimaker 2, seems to be our best working one. We have some students who are working on projects of making durable hall passes, because the hall passes that a lot of teachers currently have are laminated paper which tear easily or they get lost. By personalizing their hall passes to the teacher, it's easier to find them and easier to give back. So they were learning a little bit about that design. Live streaming kit, piece this together. Some of the products we bought, some of the things, but the product that they gave us is called the ATM Mini Pro, which we've been learning how to live stream on a computer. We bought the necessary things, so all we have to do is plug it in and be able to live stream or record wherever we're at and in the school. So our next goal is, hopefully we have school on Wednesday, where a few of my students can record it using this. Teacher previously had made stations, so the kids are interested in video production, photography, music, they have those opportunities in here. All these computers are set up almost the same, so they can be anywhere, but I just haven't taken the time down. But yeah, so East is a very, you can find them in all the schools in Springdale, and so they, so everybody has their growth, and some projects may not even get off the thinking stage. Other projects may bloom faster than others, but it's just the growth they're growing and how it just determines on that. So these are posters of our East model. These are our belief standards that when students, they will take responsibility for their own learning, be actively engaged in solving problems in our communities, whether it's school or in the community, given access to resources and tools, which we have, and be encouraged to collaborate. That's a big part where they have to work together. The East model is based on project work, and the students works with others to work on a project, and if they need help, my job is the facilitator to kind of guide them, but not necessarily solve their problems for them. One of the larger components is CART. When we think about a project, we have to think, does your project fill the CART? Is there something that we're problem solving that hasn't been done before? Or how is our problem different from others? Advance, when they're learning, they're advancing their own growth. They're real. It can't be, we're going out there and solve the problems. We have to find people who we meet with, and if they have a problem, we can start thinking about how we could solve those problems. And then a big component is teamwork. If our projects don't fit these 4 things, then we have to go back to the drawing board and fine tune it. So yeah, they'll grow. And this year, it's a little slow since it's my first year teaching it, but in hopes that in the future that will grow a little bit more. In other schools, a lot of like elementary and middle schools, they apply to be in East. When we get to the junior high, it's more of an elective. I'm trying to retain students that who are 8th graders who want to be in a 9th grade and to retain those. But a lot of the kids who are coming from the middle school, some have been in East, but a lot are just picking it as an elective. And that's been the balancing act, because everyone's starting from square one, but we're trying to build it up. But it's really, it's an elective, but ideally you would want students who learn through the process and want to continue it. They have East on high school too, so these 9th graders have an opportunity if this is something they want to pursue. It's not necessarily like a core class like English or math, but there's a lot of things, part of those core classes that can be brought into here, math and reading and a lot of skills. And so some of these programs are designed for students who may not necessarily excel with a book learning, but may excel more with hands-on and trial and error and failing and succeeding and then building upon other people's knowledge to grow their own knowledge. And so that's ultimately part of our goal too, is to work together and learn and grow. And a lot of these students have started with no knowledge of how certain things work and have built their skills up to what they're wanting.
And it helps you get a better understanding of how to use technology that could help with futuristic things and the future, and it could like expand your and help you have an open mind to other things in life other than sticking to one part of.
Look at the slides. The slides look like I want this.
Oh, Mr. Chan,
Yo.
I might be able to say, like it's a maybe, but like maybe tomorrow, no.
Well, tomorrow, no.
No, because I have like these.
Is it rolling?
Loud, please, loudly.
Okay. So, what I think about this class, in my opinion, it's very interesting. Here in East, you can do a lot of things, and I managed to find a lot of things that I wanted to do, and they're very interesting. It's like you can find what your talents are. You can find what you really want to do. It's like, if you want to create videos, or if you want to be part of a video or be part of something you want to do in particular, you can find a lot of talents just from that. And that's
In real life, after stepping out of the school, how this particular program is helpful to you?
I'm not particularly sure about that because I'm still progressing so far, and it's a long discussion and a long process when you think about.